Grab a seat, guys. Coming up next on Good Taste, we're heading to the scenic hill country for delicious homemade pies and sensational sandwiches. A unique spot where camels once roamed. Yes, you heard right.
It is a really special place to be. It's a little hidden gem.
An iconic Alamo Heights spot is reborn and alive with flavor. And slurps on, oyster fans. We're shucking some beauties. Good Taste starts now. Hi everyone, welcome to Good Taste. I'm Tanji Patton. Spend any time in the beautiful Texas Hill Country and you'll find lots of gems. This is one of them, and it also holds a very special spot in Texas history. Inside this 150-year-old building is one of the best restaurants in the area, an insider secret for locals. Camp Verde, one of the Texas Hill Country's beautiful hidden treasures. The minute you step foot on the gorgeous grounds, you know you're in a unique spot. A place that also boasts some of my favorite shopping of all kinds. And yes, there's that delicious food, the kind of comfort food that brings back memories of home. The quaint setting on the banks of Verde Creek takes you back to a unique time in Texas history, when those who lived and worked here had a few humps to get over. This is a really special place in history.
Yes, the store was actually first started in 1857 during the Civil War when we had the camel experiment.
Back then, the general store provided supplies and mail to nearby Fort Verde. And yes, real camels were actually shipped in from Egypt to work as pack animals. It turns out the camels terrified the mules and the horses, so they were sold off to the circus. But they're remembered here in the art, architecture, and even the food. Food is fantastic. I think of it as comfort food, but it's comfort food with some really fun touches that set it apart from some of the diner food, right?
Yeah, well, most definitely, most definitely. You can't really go anywhere else and find anything like this. You know, we have our ooh la la.
Juicy roast beef, melted provolone cheese, and sweet grilled onions, highlighted with a little garlic mayo. A sandwich that'll have you saying ooh la la too. Probably my very favorite sandwich is the turkey sandwich, and you've got this incredible cranberry.
Yes,
what is it, a chutney or?
It's a jalapeno cranberry compote.
Okay.
We actually sell it at our general store. It's actually named after one of the camels that we had out here, the Arthur's Delight.
Then there's Donna's Meatloaf, named for one of the original kitchen managers, and made with a whole lot of love, the menu says. Along with the giant Texas barbecue burger, topped with a Texas-sized hand-battered onion ring. What is that beautiful slaw there?
Well, this is our own style of coleslaw.
I like their style. This slaw has a kick to it with fire-roasted salsa in the mix.
It's a very unique dressing that you can't find anywhere else.
Be sure to save room for dessert. The desserts here all handmade, and
Yes.
they are yours.
Yes, from scratch. They're all made from scratch.
And all made every day the same way. like this velvety banana cream pie. It takes me right back to my childhood. My grandmother was a baker, and I used to sit on the cabinet and watch her bake pies. And these flavors, you know how you have flavor memory?
Yes.
Having your desserts brought back so many memories of sitting with my grandmother.
Yes, I really enjoyed doing a lot of baking. My mother did some baking.
It's that little taste of home and love that Rose adds to every pie she bakes.
And then right afterwards, we just put a lot of yummy whipped cream that's also made from scratch.
Is that not beauty on a plate? Just gorgeous. Indulge a little more with some shopping at Camp Verde's incredible general store. The store is stocked with an eclectic collection of gadgets and gifts, along with sauces used in the restaurant, like that delicious one with the cranberries and jalapenos. There's such a variety of one-of-a-kind, beautiful, fun things to look at. I could get lost in here for hours. This is not your typical tourist shopping spot. I mean, there are some tourist items, don't get me wrong, but there are some amazing, beautiful, incredible things you find here. We'll start with the kitchen store.
Yes, we're pretty well known for our little kitchen room that's turned into quite the big kitchen room.
So plan to spend the afternoon, enjoy a great meal, discover a rich piece of Texas history, and definitely bring your camera because you'll want to capture all the beauty and charm that is Camp Verde.
It is a really special place to be. It's a little hidden gem out in the hill country. So
It absolutely is. Camp Verde is such a special spot, and so are the folks that run it. Coming up, a 50-year-old steakhouse is now better than ever. A family-friendly spot where sizzling steaks are served up with all kinds of Southern favorites.
It's homey, and it's got some elegance, the Texan elegance.
Then, oyster lovers, this one's for you. We're heading to Clear Lake, to a spot that shucks 50,000 oysters every month. Seafood shines here, but so does sustainability. They're saving our Gulf oyster beds. Good things come from Cisco. The grill is always fired up at the iconic Barn Door restaurant in Alamo Heights, a spot that after 60 years at the same location still sizzles and is getting better with age. So popular, this steakhouse serves up nearly 1 million pounds of beef, chicken, and fish a year, all done in Texas style with plenty of country charm. Still the favorites? Giant juicy ribeyes, New York strips, and certified Angus beef fillets wrapped in bacon, all cut by hand right here on the spot. The soft, buttery cloverleaf yeast rolls are made from scratch daily, perfect for dipping in the gravy that tops these delicious chicken fried steaks. But it's not just about the steaks here.
It's marvelous. I mean, it's friendly, it's homey.
Luscious lamb chops and mesquite grilled shrimp are tempting too. But perhaps one of the biggest crowd pleasers at the Barn Door are their uber famous twice-baked cheesy jalapeno potatoes. They've been on the menu since day one. More on these cheesy mouthfuls in a minute. Families have been coming here, literally generations. We go in that dining room tonight, we're going to see generations at the same table that have been coming.
Yes, ma'am.
Since the 60s.
Since the 60s. We have a few people that come once a week on Saturday night, and they're here. You can set your watch by when they show up.
We come here 4 or 5 times a week, sometimes more. We really feel like this is another home.
One step inside the Barn Door and you can feel the history. If only walls could talk. Imagine all family celebrations and milestones that must have been marked over 60 years.
I have had at least 50 of my birthday parties here.
It's a very family-friendly place.
It is a very family-friendly restaurant, and we like that aspect of it from our staff being family.
Current grill master Ricardo Davila calls the Barn Door home. Both of his parents worked here for many years, and he was trained by the best. He follows in the footsteps of longtime beloved grill master Sonny Cochran, who manned the flickering flames at this famous grill for 52 years. And I'm with one of only 6 grill masters to have the honor of doing the steaks here in 62 years. That's amazing.
Yes, it is. It is. When you hear it like that, and it sounds pretty amazing.
What's the secret to these steaks tasting so good?
Well, you know, everyone asks what's the secret, but it's really simple. I mean, we get the steak, we put a little salt and pepper, just grill it, and then finish it off with a little garlic butter, but that mesquite is really what it does.
One of the hands-down favorites here are the twice-baked potatoes. These are hand-stuffed, one by one, while still warm, with butter, sour cream, bacon, and jalapenos if you like, or even serrano peppers if you really want to spice it up. The secret to your potatoes is that you don't whip them, right?
You don't whip them. Yeah, you only break the potato a little bit with the whisk by hand. You never use any machine.
Then they're smothered with mounds of cheddar cheese and baked again until they reach full diet dashing decadence. Salad lovers, listen up. The Barn Door's got something for you too. All their dressings are homemade, fresh, every day, served on the side.
So one person could order 7 salad dressings and they're all in small little syrup pitchers. It's what makes the Barn Door the Barn Door.
And don't forget dessert, homemade pies, cakes, and cobblers.
Never enough peaches.
We make everything right here. That's the difference.
This is memories. This place is a memory. It's built on memories.
A great place to bring your family to revive old memories or create new ones for generations yet to come. Okay, some fun stuff now. We're going to show you how to duplicate the delicious green garlic dressing from Barn Door. It's one of their most popular salad dressings, and I'm with my expert, Chef Belinda at H-E-B Cooking Connections. This is my go-to gal whenever I need something duplicated and don't have the exact recipe. By the way, the exact recipe, you'll get it on our website. Okay, this one differs. It's a little healthier version, right?
It's a lot healthier. It's a restaurant redo. We're going to give a big shout out to their following and their reputation for their hospitality and their food, but show you how to do that same taste without the cholesterol and without that extra cup of fat, Tanji.
Okay, and we've got both recipes, so it's your choice. You can make it either way. Okay, what do we do?
Okay, we're going to start with fresh garlic, always. And we're going to use some H-E-B Greek yogurt in the mix. Instead of the chopped hard-boiled egg, we're going to use cooked egg whites. You're going to smash this together and do a fine chop with your minced garlic, some salt, and the cooked egg whites.
So we're substituting yogurt for the oil, the fine chop of egg whites only for the texture the dressing has.
That's right. The texture is really important.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go. In the bowl is the Greek yogurt with the chopped up egg white. All right, and here's your fresh lime juice. You might have a lime on hand for making margaritas. It still adds for your citrus. And I'm using the Adams Reserve Cooking Connection specialty, the seafood house rub. It's got this great herbal flavor without having to get these extra herbs for your kitchen. Simply stir this together and voila, this is your restaurant redo at home with a cholesterol-free, high-protein, creamy garlic dressing, just like at the Barn Door restaurant in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, now for the taste. You nailed it, as always. Thank you. Recipes online. Coming up next, slurp it up. An oyster expert shares his tips. And my wine finds of the week and details on how you can win a relaxing weekend here at the beautiful Houstonian Hotel. Keep your seat at the table. Good Taste will be right back. Good Taste with Tanji is brought to you in part by H-E-B. They're tender sea treasures, plucked fresh from Texas Gulf waters just up the road. Raw, roasted, or Rockefellered, they are heaven on the half shell. Well, hey, 2 can do that. That's a big one.
Some great salinity, a little bit of marine flavor. It's really nice, real clean tasting.
Tommy's Restaurant and Oyster Bar in Clear Lake has been shucking buckets of oysters for more than 25 years now. Every month, they crack open more than 52,000 of these puppies. But that's only half the story. Tommy's also serves up prime steaks and saltwater sensations like thinly sliced yellowfin tuna with wasabi and ginger, salmon wrapped in crispy phyllo with braised spinach and a spicy coconut ginger sauce. And of course, sweet jumbo Gulf shrimp. But it's these mountains of mollusks that keeps oyster fans coming back to Tommy's year after year. Not only are these gifts from the Gulf incredibly fresh and delicious, they're also good for you, rich in immune-boosting minerals like zinc, and good for the libido, so they say.
Absolutely.
Now, they may look intimidating, but they can be pretty easy to crack if you know the code.
This is the hinge of the oyster.
And this
Put
is
your
like
knife.
a corner, right?
This is like a corner, but this is where they're hinged together.
Okay.
And you put your knife blade in, put it in just shortly, twist. There you go, there you go.
With such a valuable resource, restaurant owner Tom Tollett recognizes he's got an important responsibility in preserving delicate Gulf Coast oyster beds. Hurricane Ike nearly wiped them out, didn't it?
It destroyed about 50% of all of our reefs in Galveston Bay.
So Tom teamed up with the Galveston Bay Foundation and some others in a massive effort to help restore and maintain the oyster reef. The restaurant now recycles all its oyster shells.
About 2009, we started collecting our oyster shells, and about 450 tons has now been collected, and we have dried and rebuilt new oyster reefs all over Galveston.
The shells are collected and sun bleached for 6 months.
The shells are laid out on top of reefs to rejuvenate a new reef.
Yeah, so the beautiful cycle of life starts all over again.
That's absolutely right.
Healthy oyster beds are good for the Gulf. A single oyster alone can filter 50 gallons of water a day. So healthy oysters help keep the bay clean, and healthy reefs reap tasty oysters.
This is Pepper Grove and Elm Grove, and either one of these oysters are just incredible, have great taste. And for it to be an appellation, they have to go through about 1,000 oysters to get 100 out of that. So these are selected oysters, and we do provide these at the restaurant during the season, and they are as good an oyster as you're ever going to find.
I am craving a little Sauvignon Blanc right now. This is fabulous. This one has a little more salinity, a little more brine to it. You find a bit of Gulf flavor in all of Tommy's dishes. Even a taste of the Big Easy in Tommy's unique Oysters Rockefeller.
We're going to start off with our Tasso ham. This is a heavily smoked ham that we get out from Louisiana.
For a little New Orleans heat, the chef adds andouille sausage, Cajun seasoning, and pepper flakes.
This is where we make a difference. Freshly clipped spinach, which we clip in-house. We're going to put that right into there. We're going to get the smokiness of the grill coming into them, and that'll melt the cheese into them. So it's a really beautiful, beautiful dish.
I want it all. Okay, that's my favorite Oysters Rockefeller. It really is. It's that extra special burst of flavor you'll find in all the food at Tommy's Restaurant and Oyster Bar. Who doesn't love that sound? It means a party's about to begin, whether it's a room full of people or just a little intimate gathering of two. Champagne is always fun, but champagne can cost an arm and a leg. There are some wonderful alternatives to bubblies that don't have to break the bank, and I brought some of my favorites right now. We're going to start off with Proseccos. Proseccos are light, low in alcohol. They're just refreshing before, after a meal, and they can pair beautifully with just about anything. This is one from Italy called Stivali. This is a drier Prosecco. This is not a sweet wine. You get a little bit of honeysuckle on the nose, even on the palate. It's very refreshing, very light. The grapes are grown just outside of Venice, so it kind of takes you back to Italy. So Stivali, and very reasonably priced. All right, moving from Prosecco, we're going to Cavas. Cavas come from Spain, and they're made in the exact same way as champagne, but they use different grape varietals, and they're wonderful. This is a good one, Anacoronu. It's very inexpensive, and it's won a number of medals as well. It's a consistently good producer, and it's a real bargain at only about $12. And Cavas pair beautifully with a variety of food as well. So, Anacoronu, a good choice. All right, coming back to the good old USA. We make some wonderful sparklings here, and this is one of my favorites. Domaine Carneros. This producer has a beautiful winery. It sits right at the entryway, if you will, to both Napa and Sonoma. It's a great first stop if you're doing a wine trip. And there's a gorgeous veranda. You look out over the entire valley, sip some sparkling. I can't think of a better way to start a Napa trip. Domaine Carneros, this is their rosé, and I love this wine. Lots of little strawberries on the palate. It's light, it's dry, so refreshing. The perfect party wine. I found all of these at H-E-B. A reminder, if you haven't set your DVR for next week, do it right now. That way you won't miss one single delicious detail of good taste. Coming up, keep your seat and find out how you could win a relaxing weekend at the beautiful Houstonian Hotel and Spa. Welcome back, everyone. Talk about the ultimate getaway, a relaxing weekend at the Houstonian, and it could be yours. Head to Goodtaste TV right now and sign up for a chance to win a luxurious weekend at the Houstonian, complete with spa treatments for you and a guest at the beautiful award-winning Trellis Spa. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Till next week, we'll save you a seat right here. Cheers to good taste.